The most significant development in Hong Kong recently is no doubt the National People's Congress decision to establish and improve legal system and enforcement mechanisms for the Hong Kong SAR to safeguard national security, which is also the theme of today's briefing session. This decision, which is the first one made by the National People's Congress in respect of Hong Kong matters, is being held as the most significant development in the relationship between the central authorities and the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region since Hong Kong's return to the motherland 23 years ago. Its significance is multifaceted. It shows that the central government is determined to restore stability in Hong Kong after a year of escalating violence and riots since last June. It shows that the central government is determined to protect the vast majority of law-abiding citizens in Hong Kong from the minority who attempted to undermine national security. It also shows that the central government is determined to preserve and better one country, two systems, a principle underlying Hong Kong's stability and prosperity since the SAR was established 23 years ago. As you all know, national security is a matter under the purview of the central authorities, whether it is in China or in other countries in the world. So the National People's Congress decision to enact legislation for the Hong Kong SAR to safeguard national security is a strong and direct response to the situation in Hong Kong. It is a decision not taken lightly, and is a decision which is urgently needed to restore stability in Hong Kong and to protect the people's interests. The legislation only targets acts of secession, subversion of state power, terrorist activities, and collusion with foreign or external forces to endanger national security. Obviously, these are not acts and activities that law-abiding companies or citizens will be engaged in. Second, the National People's Congress has made it clear in its decision and the relevant explanatory statement that the legislation will be guided by a number of fundamental principles. Enactment of national security legislation will not change the high degree of autonomy enjoyed by the Hong Kong SAR. It will have no impact on the Hong Kong SAR's judicial independence, including that of final adjudication as enshrined in the Basic Law. I believe that both businesses and Hong Kong people should find these provisions very reassuring. Since the decision has been made, the Hong Kong government has been fending off quite a lot of unfair criticisms against it, including those from foreign governments. My observations on those behaviors could be summed up by two terms. One is double standards, and the other is hypocrisy. On the former, all those countries which have pointed their fingers at China have their own national security legislation in place, and the governments have been using national security reasons to justify many of the awkward acts and decisions. Hong Kong is an inalienable part of the People's Republic of China, and why would it be inhibited from enacting legislation to protect its own soil and its own nationals? On the point about hypocrisy, we have heard vocal remarks about granting citizenship to Hong Kong people or threatening sanctions in order to stand with the people of Hong Kong. We await the likely outcome of this gesturing rhetoric when their own people or domestic politics render those acts unpopular at home. On our part, we are not unduly worried by such unilateral threat of sanction. Hong Kong will continue to rely on her fundamental strengths of the rule of law, independence of the judiciary, free and open trade policy, level playing field, free flow of capital, etc. Hong Kong will remain a welcoming, resilient, and competitive global economy, playing an irreplaceable role in bringing international and mainland markets and companies together. Hong Kong is determined to conquer the political, social, and epidemiological crises that have so harmed our economy and shaken our community over the past year. The national security law is our antivirus software and a beacon of hope. It will guide us to a better future and restore our glory as the Pearl of the Orient, a proud special administrative region of the People's Republic of China.